Hello everybody, my name is Sebastian Rodriguez and I'm a Microsoft 365 consultant. Today I'm going to show you how you can locally run Deepseek R1, the distilled version, which is optimized for NPUs. This means that if you have a new Surface, one of the new Copilot PCs with Snapdragon processors, or if you have one of the latest AMD and Intel devices, you can use Visual Studio Code. You can then install the AI toolkit, and from here you can download the Deepseek R1 Distilled model, again NPU optimized. This means that in my case, as you can see here, I'm in airplane mode, I have no network connection. However, I can interact with this model. So let's give it a short prompt. One of the interesting things here is that as you send a prompt into the model, you will see all the reasoning behind the model before it provides you an answer. And once it finishes reasoning, it will give you the final output. Of course, on the right side of the screen, you have the option of select different models in case you have more than one. And you can also modify your inference parameters so you can use more or less tokens. You can change the time, the random seed, top P, top K, and other stuff. Now you can see here that this is where the internal thinking of the model ended, and we have our output. You have to be careful though, because this is the model untapped, meaning that if you send a prompt with no guardrails, with no directions or things like that, this might become a bit wacky and you will not get the output that you're looking for. Now, if you want to develop for this model, or if you're looking at using other models locally, Microsoft has a lot of great documentation around this. However, most of these solutions are not compiled for Windows ARM devices. So if you're running on a Snapdragon processor, there's not much I can show you today. I have been struggling with this for the past couple of weeks while waiting for Microsoft to launch updated versions for Windows on ARM. However, if you got a new Windows with AMD or Intel processor, you can use this to run on the NPU and start creating code using DirectML, Windows ML, or you can use other languages. You can even run this on Python. So let's finish this video with a short prompt. So in this case, we are sending a prompt that is a bit more complex. So again, you will see here that it's thinking. So if you want to pause, read this, etc., there's no problem in you doing so. Now let's wait for this to finish. While we wait for that, in case you're having issues with the prompt that you're running, maybe it went a bit crazy, it's not responding, etc., you can click here to stop the prompt, which I'm not going to do right now. And if you open your task manager, let me open this, you will see that right now I'm using 42% of my NPU, meaning that I can either optimize the code that I'm running, or I could parallelize some workloads or perform other tasks to tap into 100% of the power of the NPU in my device. Now, if we come back, you will see the answer here. So this is where the internal thinking ends, and this is the answer that I would get as the end user. So as you can see here, I have some steps to create a server instance, to run it, to set up the application, etc. Of course, it lacks some details. Remember that we're using the local version. This is not connected to the internet, etc. But this gives you the freedom to create your own software, run your own prompts, or basically program this to do whatever your use case scenario requires, and then you can publish. Finally, if you are targeting an ARM device, it's recommended, at the moment at least, that you develop on another device, an x86 device, and you use ARM as a target. Why? Because most of the tools that you will need to compile, most of the tools that you will need to debug, or most of the softwares that you will require to fully utilize the NPU and the latest DirectML and Windows ML features, they're not fully there yet for Windows on ARM. So again, please be very careful, read a lot, and don't think that because this is not available at the moment, it will never be available. Just make sure that you stay up to date in the news and always check for new releases. If you have any comments, feel free to drop them below. I'll see you next time.